The Legend of Hell's Gate. In the heart of the rugged Colorado wilderness, there stood a foreboding, natural formation known as Hell's Gate. It was a narrow, towering canyon, with sheer rock walls that seemed to stretch endlessly toward the sky. The locals believed it was cursed, a place where the line between the living and the dead blurred, and few dared to venture inside. For generations, stories had been passed down about Hell's Gate. It was said that during the full moon, eerie lights could be seen flickering deep within the canyon, and the wails of lost souls echoed through the night. Despite these terrifying tales, Hell's Gate was also a place of mystery and allure, drawing the occasional brave adventurer seeking to uncover its secrets. One such adventurer was Jack Dawson, a seasoned explorer with a penchant for unraveling the unknown. Intrigued by the legends of Hell's Gate, he decided to investigate the canyon. Equipped with his trusty gear and a burning curiosity, Jack set out to discover the truth behind the stories. As he approached the entrance to Hell's Gate, a sense of unease washed over him. The air was unnaturally still, and the silence was oppressive. Jack took a deep breath, steeling himself for the journey ahead, and stepped into the canyon. The walls seemed to close in around him, and the temperature dropped noticeably. Adventure 1: The Labyrinth of Shadows. The first challenge Jack encountered was a labyrinth of twisting, narrow passages. As he ventured deeper, the light dimmed, and shadows lengthened. He soon realized the maze was no ordinary one. The walls seemed to shift and change, trapping him in a constantly moving puzzle. The whispers of lost souls echoed, guiding him with cryptic messages and riddles. Jack's heart raced as he felt the walls close in. He had to rely on his instincts and memory, recalling every twist and turn. At one particularly treacherous juncture, a shadowy figure emerged, blocking his path. The figure demanded that Jack solve a riddle to pass. Though I am not alive, I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. What am I? Jack pondered for a moment, then answered, "Fire." The shadowy figure dissipated, and the walls of the labyrinth receded, revealing a hidden passage. Jack breathed a sigh of relief and continued his journey, grateful for the spectral guidance. Adventure 2: The River of Time. The next part of his journey led Jack to a subterranean river with water as clear as glass. The river, known as the River of Time, was said to flow between the present and the past. A small boat lay on the shore, waiting for him. Jack hesitated, but knew he had to cross. As he rowed, the river's current grew stronger, pulling him deeper into the cavern. The water shimmered with scenes from history, showing ancient civilizations, forgotten battles, and long-lost memories. Jack saw glimpses of his own past, moments he'd forgotten or chosen to leave behind. The river seemed to whisper, tempting him to dive in and relive those times. Resisting the temptation, Jack focused on navigating the river's treacherous waters. At one point, the boat nearly capsized, but Jack's quick reflexes kept him afloat. He noticed that the water grew murkier as he approached the far shore, and the visions became more intense. He understood that this was the final test, to let go of the past and focus on the present. With a determined push, Jack reached the other side. The river calmed, and the whispers faded. He stepped onto the shore, feeling lighter, as if a great weight had been lifted from his shoulders. Adventure 3: The Hall of Echoes. Continuing his journey, Jack entered a vast cavern filled with crystalline formations. This was the Hall of Echoes, where every sound was amplified and distorted. The crystals resonated with the voices of those who had entered Hell's Gate before him. creating a cacophony of jumbled conversations. As he walked through the hall, Jack heard voices calling his name, some familiar and others strange. He realized that these were echoes of the past adventurers and lost souls. The air was thick with confusion, and the crystals began to glow with an eerie light reflecting the voices. Suddenly, a booming voice emerged from the cacophony, demanding to know Jack's purpose. The voice claimed to be the keeper of the hall, a guardian of secrets and memories. To proceed, Jack had to answer a question that revealed his true intentions. "Why do you seek the truth of Hell's Gate?" the voice thundered. Jack paused, then spoke from the heart. "I seek the truth, not just for knowledge, but to bring peace to the restless souls here and honor the mysteries of this place. I believe every story deserves to be told, and every soul deserves peace." The crystals vibrated with a harmonious sound, and the hall fell silent. The keeper's voice softened. "You speak with sincerity. Your journey is almost complete, Jack Dawson." A path illuminated before him, leading to the final chamber, Adventure 4, The Trial of the Elements. The last trial awaited Jack in a chamber where the elements, earth, water, fire, and air, were in constant flux. The room was a chaotic storm of swirling winds, erupting flames, rushing water, and shifting ground. At the center stood a pedestal with 3 indentations, waiting for the artifacts Jack had collected. As he approached, the elements intensified, each one challenging him. A wall of fire blocked his path, and Jack had to find a way to cool it. Using a small vial of water he had collected from the river of time, he doused the flames. The ground shook violently, but Jack's steady stance kept him from falling. Winds threatened to blow him back, but he pressed forward, finally reaching the pedestal. One by one, Jack placed the artifacts in the indentations. The moment the last one settled, the chaos subsided. The elements calmed, and a serene light filled the chamber. Jack felt a presence beside him. It was Eleanor, the guardian of Hell's Gate. "You have faced the trials with courage and wisdom," Eleanor said, her voice gentle. "You have restored the balance and freed the souls trapped here. Hell's Gate is no longer a place of fear, but a sanctuary of peace." The chamber began to transform, its walls glowing with a warm, welcoming light. The spirits of the lost souls appeared, their faces peaceful and grateful. One by one, they ascended, finally free to find their rest. As the last soul departed, Eleanor turned to Jack with a warm smile. "You have done more than fulfill your quest. You have given hope and peace to many. Hell's Gate will no longer be a place of darkness, thanks to you. Now, the gateway is a passage to the afterlife, where souls can transition peacefully." Jack felt a sense of fulfillment and awe. He had uncovered the true nature of Hell's Gate and transformed a place of fear into one of peace and hope. Eleanor bestowed upon him a pendant, a token of gratitude and a reminder of his journey. "Should you ever need guidance," Eleanor said, "this pendant will connect you to the wisdom of Hell's Gate." With a final, grateful glance at the transformed canyon, Jack left Hell's Gate, his heart full of the adventures and mysteries he had uncovered. He knew that the legend of Hell's Gate would continue, but now as a place of hope, thanks to his courage and the bond he had forged with the spirits within.